Hey gang, it is your old buddy Clay here, back hanging out with some more cool Epiphones. Today, we finally got both of them. I've been dying to get both. We've had the SG for a little bit. I wanted to be able to do a video on the custom line, the Epiphone custom line, which right now really consists of a couple of guitars, which would be first off, this Epiphone SG custom. Super, dare I say it, cool guitar. And this Epiphone Les Paul custom, of which the Gibson version is quite possibly, and I say this with all sincerity, my dream guitar. So today we're going to talk about some of the differences, some of the similarities, just some of the specs in general, and kind of see what you guys think on that. So let's get started. First off, the Epiphone SG, of course, has some of the same features that a lot of Epiphones have right now. All the new Epiphones come with a Graphtec nut. This is Graphtec New Bone. They also come with a Locktone ABR bridge, 18:1 ratio tuners, and of course, the new Kalamazoo headstock, which I'm a huge fan with the extra binding. Those extra layers of binding really make this headstock pop in a way that I think Epiphone did not do previously, although I didn't have a problem with that either. This one has a 60s slim taper C-shaped neck, and it's a really good feeling neck. It doesn't feel big, but it doesn't feel like it's too small to really like get up and down the fretboard kind of quick if you're into playing a little faster, or you just want something, if you're like me and you have small hands, you want something that's a little more comfortable. This one is equipped with Alnico custom Pro Humbuckers, which are Alnico 5 magnets, so they're a little hotter, and that's just from what I can gather. If for some reason I'm wrong about that Alnico type magnet, if it's a 2 or something, let me know in the comments below, please. I think my favorite part of this guitar, beyond just the general accoutrement of the guitar, is this cool, honest to goodness, Evany fretboard. And it is awesome. It looks great, feels good. It just really like sets the whole thing off. The previous Epiphone custom models had a rosewood fretboard, which is a fine look too, but Evany is closer to its Gibson counterpart. It's just a good match for this guitar, especially if you're doing the whole tuxedo, all black, sort of black tie affair looking guitar here. Super cool stuff here. And also, we're looking at CTS pots underneath these knobs here. The tone on this is really good. Of course, it's all mahogany, which is cool, of course. And we actually weighed this in, and this one weighs in at about 7 pounds, 0.6 ounces. This guitar, I mean, kind of feels like any other SG, but if you really want that extra touch of class, style, the extra binding, this is a cool one to grab a hold of. They run in at right around $579, so they're a little more expensive than like the SG Standard or the SG Standard 61, but they do have that kind of extra touch of class if that's what you're looking for in a guitar. The thing I like about the extra kind of touch of class here is it sort of makes this guitar, it doesn't restrict it to a genre. So you can kind of play anything. I've seen heavy metal guys play this. I've seen jazz guys play these. I've seen country guys play these. They just sort of fall into the mix kind of anywhere really, which is really cool actually. So here we've got the Les Paul. There's a little touch here that I like, and it's probably me being nitpicky. I had an Epiphone Les Paul before, and when I had it, I'm sorry, a Les Paul Custom. And when I had it, it had the black switch tip. So I took it off. I found an Epiphone, one of my older, I don't know, it may have not even been an Epiphone, but the switch tip fit, and I put on a cream switch tip. That is a huge nitpick for me, but I think it completes the look, and it might just be because the Gibson counterpart has it. I'm not sure, but I really appreciate that Epiphone went ahead and put this switch tip on here. I know that is the flimsiest, little, most it's just the most useless kind of thing to get nitpicky about, but I think it's cool that they put it on there. So Again, we're looking at CTS pots, lock tone, ABR bridge, and that SG also has a lock tone ABR bridge as well. We're looking at Grover 18-to-1 tuners on this one. And we're looking at Pro Humbucker 2 and Pro Humbucker 3 pickups here in this particular model in the Les Paul Custom. And of course, much like the SG, you've got the pick guard with the extra little bit of binding. You've got tons and tons and tons of body binding on this one, which is a really good look for this, especially that binding again on the headstock really sets it off. This one also has an ebony board, of course. The neck actually feels a little different on this one. The spec is the same, and maybe it's in my head, I don't know. But the neck feels maybe slimmer, whereas on the SG it feels a little bigger. But either way, it's a good feeling neck. It's still not the same like D-shaped neck as the old Epiphones. It's still a comfortable C. So it feels good in your hands, of course. We weighed this one in, and it weighs in at 8 pounds, 14.5 ounces. Now, I think part of the reason for that is that this carved top, as is Epiphone tradition, as is original Gibson tradition, the carved top is actually mahogany as well. So there's no maple on this one. You don't have that maple cap. If I happen to be wrong about that, please let me know in the comments below. But I know prior Epiphones have had the mahogany cap, as well as any of the literature that I've read on this, or any of the specs that we've got from Epiphone, don't happen to mention a maple cap on these. So this should be all mahogany. It should sound a little darker. If you happen to know otherwise, or have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know in the comments below. But altogether, if you're into that custom thing and you don't have 4K to drop on a guitar, this is definitely an excellent substitute if you're in the price range. As is the SG. Gibson had a Gibson custom SG out of similar look and spec, I think last year or the year before. They may even still make them. But these are cool. If you want that sort of custom vibe, but you don't have that crazy custom money, this is a great alternative. The specs match up really good. The tuners are great. The nut is great. It's self-lubricating, Graphtec new bone nut. The Pro Humbucker pickups sound great. The CTS pots are, I mean, that's what you would have replaced them with if you had an Epiphone that didn't have them, or any other guitar that doesn't have them. You immediately want to go to CTS pots. The lock tone stuff is cool. It actually stays on, so even once you take the strings off, it's not falling apart, you know. I really recommend these guitars. I like them a lot. I've always been a sucker for the customs, so I might be looking at these a little starry-eyed, but they're great guitars. I think that's got us. Does that have us? That has us, right? Guys, thank you all a ton for watching. I really appreciate you guys coming back and checking out all these Epiphone videos. We're going to be posting more Epiphone videos, and we've also got some cool Fender videos in the works too, with some cool guitars we'll be talking about. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what would make you happy with these guitars other than playing it. I promise we're working on it. We're going to get there. Hopefully this week coming, we'll have some videos posted that will actually have some sound demos. How cool is that? Guys, you all rock. Be sure, if you dig this video, hit that like button. If you really dig this video, hit the subscribe button. You'll find a ton more YouTube exclusive content. And that's it. Guys, thank you. I'm Clay. You rock. Have a good one.